Hello, my dear friends. Have you ever thought that I wish my life would change? I wish I could control my habits? Then believe me, you are not alone. There is a hidden power inside every human being to change, to move forward, and to write his own destiny. From today, we are starting the journey of a book which not only explains habits, but also teaches you to take one step at a time so that you can reach your goals. This book has taught millions of people around the world to fight with themselves and also to win. The name is Atomic Habits, that is, subtle habits, which look small, but their effect can move even mountains. If you want real change in your life, then this series is for you. Come, let's start this journey of change in the form of a story, which is not just a book, an experience. Sometimes at some point in our lives, we pause and think, I wish everything would change in one go. We wish for a miracle, a big opportunity, a day that would change our entire destiny. But the truth is that change doesn't come like a storm. It comes like a slow but steady rain, which soaks the ground, gives life to the seeds, and over time, turns into a lush green forest. The real change is hidden in our everyday small decisions, small efforts, and the most ordinary habits, like the way we get out of bed in the morning, reading one page every day, drinking a glass of water, or just sitting quietly for 5 minutes. It is these small things that determine the direction of our future. The book we're going to talk about today is not just a book, it is a philosophy of life, a map that shows you where you are, and if you become just 1% better every day, you can get to places you never imagined you would be. This amazing work is called Atomic Habits, written by James Clear. This book speaks to a depth that most motivational speeches don't reach. It tells us that a system is more important than motivation, and identity is more important than a goal. This story is for those people, those who wake up every morning with great intentions, but by the evening give in to old habits. Those who want to change, but don't know where to take the first step. Those who are disappointed with themselves, but somewhere in the corner of the heart, there is still a small spark of hope burning. This book teaches that success is not built in a day, but from small habits that you follow every day. For example, if you read a book for just 10 minutes every day, you can read 12 to 15 books in a year. If you start with just one push-up every morning, it can become a fitness routine in a few months. The biggest change in life that comes from reading Atomic Habits is the change in the way of thinking. You learn to focus more on the process than done. The goal, you learn to create a new identity, who you are and what you are capable of. After reading this book, you will not just be motivated, you will start moving forward with a strategy. You will understand that motivation alone does not change anything. Systems and habits change. Reading this book is like you have found a roadmap, a path that will slowly but surely take you to your destination. This book is not just about habits. It is about the person you can become. It is about recognizing the power hidden within you and unleashing it a little bit each day. A warning, if you read this book, you will probably never make excuses for your yesterday again. You will understand that every little habit, whether it is drinking water or waking up early in the morning, is shaping your future. So let's listen to this book, not just as a review, but as a story, which could be yours, not of anyone else. Chapter 1. An accident that changed the course of life. There comes a moment in every person's life that changes everything. That moment may be full of pain, it may be filled with tears, but it is where the beginning of a new thinking, a new direction, a new I begins. James Clear, who's now known worldwide as an expert on habits and self-development, his story also began with such a painful turn. He was an ordinary high school student who was busy shaping his dreams on the baseball field. He did not know that an ordinary day was about to become the most unusual day of his life. During the game, a teammate's bat suddenly hit his face, and life stopped in an instant. His eye, nose, and jaw were badly broken in that one blow. He went into a coma. Months of struggle began in the hospital bed, not only physically, but also mentally and emotionally. That time was no less than a nightmare for his parents. How much a parent's heart breaks when their son swings. between life and death. But James did not give up. Slowly he learned to walk again, learned to speak, learned to recognize himself. And most importantly, he understood that if he wanted to build his life again, he would have to adopt the power of habits. He did not set any big goals, nor did he make any big promises to himself. He started with small habits, those habits that seem trivial, but make a person strong from within, like writing a diary for just 5 minutes before sleeping at night, so that he could put words to his thoughts and feelings every day, reading for just 10 minutes every morning, so that knowledge could slowly sink into him, keeping his room clean and organized, so that the environment around him reflects his peace of mind. These habits changed his thinking. His body began to improve, his confidence returned, and he slowly began to become the person he had once dreamed of being, even better. And this experience later became the basis for the book Atomic Habits. James Clear says, success is not the result of one big leap. It is the result of small efforts made every day. This is what his story teaches us. If life is broken, then you should start to fix it, not with big things, but with small habits. This chapter is an inspiration for all those who are entangled in difficulties, who are tired of their circumstances, and who think that nothing will change now. Like James, you can change too. Just start with one small habit. Chapter 2. Atomic Small Particles. Big Revolution. Have you ever wondered what is the foundation of a huge building? Or how does a huge tree grow? The answer is one brick, one seed. And this idea explains the basic principle of atomic habits. The word atom means the smallest but the most powerful unit. Like an atom. Even though that particle may look very small, but the power hidden within it can change the world. The power of a nuclear bomb is also in that small atom. Similarly, habits means habits, those small actions that we do every day, which gradually determine the direction of our life. Now think, when these two words come together, atomic habits, it means small but effective habits, which if done in the right direction, can change the picture of your entire life. We all dream big. Some want to become doctors, some prepare for the IS, some want to start a big business. But often, we focus only on that destination, not on the steps that lead to it. And what are these steps? Everyday habits. Let's take a small example. What will happen if you drink a glass of water every morning without doing anything else? You may think this is a simple thing, but in reality, this one habit improves your metabolism, activates your digestive system, and energizes you for the whole day. Now imagine if 10 such small habits become part of your daily routine. How deep and lasting can your health, your thinking, and your entire life change? James Clear introduces us to a profound truth. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. That is, if your habits are weak, no matter how big your goal is, it will remain just a dream. Atomic Habits teaches us that if you want change, start small, so small that you can't refuse. Reading 1 page, meditating for 2 minutes, a 5-minute walk, taking 3 deep breaths. Slowly, these small habits will become your system, and systems never fail. This chapter explains to us that success doesn't come overnight. Change is not magic. Real change is hidden in small decisions made every day. So the next time you think about a big goal, first ask yourself, what is one small habit I can start today that will get me a little closer to that goal tomorrow? Because remember, a series of small steps is what makes a big dream a success. Chapter 3. Goals versus systems. Where does the real victory lie? Everyone wants to do something big in their lives. Some want to build a successful business. Some want to become an IS officer. Some want to be a better human being. We all have our own dreams, but is just dreaming enough? James Clear says something very profound. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your system. What does it mean? Let's understand it with a story. Imagine there are 2 people, both say they want to run a marathon. Both have the same goal. But one wakes up every morning and goes for a run, pays attention to his diet, gets enough sleep. The other just thinks, I will run one day, but does nothing. Now tell me, Who among the two did the real preparation? The answer is clear. The one who created a system, who did something every day. What does a system mean? System means your daily habits, your environment, your decisions, your thinking. The goal gives a direction, but the system is the path on which you reach there. For example, if you want to lose 10 kg, then just saying, "I have to lose weight," will not work. You have to create a system. Oh, getting up at a certain time every day, or keeping healthy food ready, or removing delivery apps from the phone, oh, tracking progress every week, and see the magic. As you get involved in this process, the results start coming automatically. Victory is achieved not only by thinking, but by system. The world's great athletes, artists, scientists, all of them do not focus only on the goal. Their focus is on the system, on the process, on daily habits. If you think, "I have to write a book," then it is possible that you will not be able to start for years. But if you decide, "I will write for 15 minutes every day," believe me, in a few months you will have the first draft of a book. This is the real power of atomic habits. Small habits that form a big system, and that system, one day, makes the big dream come true. Chapter 4. The Power of Identity. Who am I? Imagine a boy wakes up every morning and asks himself, "Am I lazy or disciplined?" This question actually determines the direction of his life. James Clear says there are two ways to bring about change. 1. Focus on the goal. I want to lose 10 kg of weight. 2. Focus on the identity. I am a healthy person. When you focus only on the goal, the change is temporary. But when you change your identity, the change becomes permanent. A small story. A man wanted to quit smoking. When someone asked him, "Will you have a cigarette?" the first answer was, "No, I am trying to quit." The second answer was, "No, I am not a smoker." Now think whose intention is stronger. The first one only wanted to change the habit. The second one changed his identity. This is what Atomic Habits teaches. Every time you adopt a good habit, you are giving yourself proof of a new identity. For example, if you read a book for 10 minutes every morning, you are not just reading, you are becoming a reader. If you wake up on time every day, you are not just listening to the alarm, you are becoming a disciplined person. Change is profound when it starts with, "Who am I?" Because unless you change yourself from the inside, external habits will not last. So the next time you adopt a habit, ask yourself, is this the habit of the person I want to be? Chapter 5. The 4 Laws of Behavior Change. How is a habit formed? Have you ever wondered, why do we automatically brush our teeth every morning? Or why do we think of our favorite snacks as soon as we feel hungry? In fact, every habit is a cycle, a process that takes place in 4 steps. James Clear calls it 4 Laws of Behavior Change, and they are: Q. This is the moment when something triggers your brain. For example, the alarm goes off in the morning and you remember to brush your teeth. 2. Craving. After the cue, the brain craves to get something. For example, you want to feel fresh. 3. Response. You do something like brushing. 4. Reward. You feel good, clean mouth. Fresh. That is the reward. Now the brain remembers this process and repeats it the next time. This is the way to form a habit, attractive, and repeat it again and again. For example, want to get into the habit of reading a book? Keep the book near the pillow. Want to exercise? Keep your clothes and shoes out in advance. Want to spend less time on mobile? Turn off notifications. Chapter 6. Breaking Bad Habits. How to change every habit. Have you ever wondered why the bad habits we have often hold us back from our goals? Have you realized why we get stuck in the same old patterns over and over again? James Clear has taught us that behind every bad habit, there is a reward, a small gain to be gained. But when we try to break it, it seems as if we are fighting ourselves. But fear not, because James has taught us that bad habits can be changed with the reverse 4 laws. Let's find out how. If the temptation of a bad habit is visible right in front of us, we are drawn in that direction. For example, if you have an open box of chocolates lying around, you will eat it. If the TV is on, you can't help but look at it, so what to do? Remove them from view. Keep the box of chocolates closed, turn off the TV, and put your phone away. When the cue for these bad habits is not in front of you, it will be easier to break these habits. Make it unattractive. Behind every bad habit, there is an attraction, a small pleasure, a feeling of relief. James Clear says, if you look for that pleasure, the habit will form. But if you can make that pleasure less attractive, the habit can be broken. Examples. If you have a habit of snacking, think how harmful it can be for your health. If you look at your phone late at night, how much it affects your sleep and health. When you don't look at the consequences of these habits in a positive way, it will not seem so attractive. Make it difficult. James Clear's 3rd rule is, make bad habits difficult. If a habit is difficult to do, we leave it. Have you ever thought, if a habit really becomes so difficult that doing it increases your effort, then you can leave it? For example, if you use the phone late at night, then you can set an alarm to recharge it so that it turns off at midnight. If you're going on a bad diet, then keep yourself away from the kitchen and do not keep any kind of junk food stocked in the kitchen. This method makes that habit difficult, and slowly that habit starts breaking. Example, if you are a non-vegetarian and trying to quit, you may say to yourself, if I eat meat, it will harm my body. If you binge watch Netflix late at night and sleep less, it will affect your next day's productivity, which is unsatisfying. When you make bad habits unsatisfying, you are motivated to adopt a new habit. 4 simple steps. 1. Make it invisible. 2. Make it unattractive. 3. Make it difficult. 4. Make it unsatisfying. When you apply these rules against bad habits, those habits will slowly start to go out of your life. Chapter 7. How to become 1% better. The miracle of constant improvement. Have you ever wondered at what the secret behind big success is? Have you ever felt that we expect a jolt or a miraculous turn of events to make a big change in our lives? James Clear says that the secret behind change is 1% improvement. Yes, one small improvement. Every day, every moment. And it gradually takes us to a place we could never have reached before. If you improve your habits by 1% every day, your improvement will increase 37 times in a year. This is the principle of the snowball effect. 1% improvement every day gradually brings big changes, which take you closer to your dreams. Example. If you improve your fitness by 1% every day, after a year, you can see a 37% improvement in your physical health. The same principle applies to all other areas, whether it is studies, work, or personal development. Imagine, what would happen if you increased your studies by just 5 minutes, or started a 10-minute walk in the morning? If you keep adding these small habits, you will find yourself a new person. James Clear's principle works like this. Every small habit or step takes you closer to a big change if you keep doing it consistently. These small changes have a big impact in the long run. Link success to daily habits. When we talk about a big goal, we think that we will achieve it in a day, but success is actually the result of daily habits. James Clear says, your success or failure depends on your habits, not on a sudden great opportunity. Whenever you think of a big goal, understand that you need small steps to achieve it. Examples. If your goal is to become better at studies, then studying for 30 minutes every day will bring you closer to that goal. If you want to have a healthy body, then walking for 20 minutes every day can transform your fitness. Dreams are fulfilled only by small steps if we take them consistently. Importance of flexibility and consistency. The most important thing in this journey is that you have to maintain flexibility and consistency. Your hard work is not effective unless you do it consistently. If you work hard one day and then leave it for the next 2 days, the process of change slows down. Daily efforts, whether small or big, are what ultimately lead to success. Small habit every day, your confidence grows, and you feel that you can achieve a bigger goal. Example: if you improve your diet by 1% in one day, the next day you will feel more confident than before. If you improve your work by 1%, you will feel that you are more effective than ever before. This is success. Slightly better habits every day, which over time completely change your life. James Clear's message is very clear. All you have to do is take one small step every day, every moment, and these small steps together will one day take you to the place you've always wanted to be. In this chapter, James Clear introduces the principle of 1% improvement. This means that every day, you improve your habits by 1%, and in the long run, these small changes will have a big impact. Every small step will take you closer to your big goal, and that is true growth. When we talk about big goals, we think we have to take a big step. But James Clear says that in reality, success comes from small steps that you keep taking. The constant practice of these small changes leads you to big changes in the end. Now, what was written at the end was a message that mistakes are not forever. This means that if you fail to achieve a goal, it is not final. Despite the mistake, you can improve and achieve success with continuous effort. One's mistake is not forever means that failure is just a temporary situation, and you can change it with your hard work and improvement. In today's journey, we learned how atomic habits not only teaches us how to form habits, but it also reveals the truth of our life. The small steps that we are often unaware of are the ones that are capable of taking us to big goals. To bring change in life, you do not need to change everything at once, but adopt small changes in your life. The way James Clear taught us that success is the result of the habits we form every day, it inspires us to look at our daily routine and improve it. If we improve our habits even by 1% every day, then over time that improvement can enable us to achieve anything. Remember, never underestimate yourself, because a small step every day moves towards a big success in the future. If you want your life to change, then just start a small habit and keep repeating it every day. Hopefully, the learnings from this book would inspire you to bring about a change in your life. Let's start with a small step and move in a new direction, because until habits don't change, your fate will remain the same. If you liked this video, please like, comment and share. And yes, subscribe to the Jago Mool Nivasi channel so that you can move further with us in this journey. Stay together, stay awake.